coming at you with some really cool news for me being a longtime kaiju fan and also a really big anime fan. Some of you may not know this, some of you may know this if you are longtime kaiju fans like I am. On April 1st, TOHO posted on their Twitter some promotional art for a supposed upcoming film that they were doing. This film turned out to be Godzilla vs. Evangelion. Now, for those of you who do not know what Evangelion is regarded to be Japan's most iconic anime of all time. It's also been regarded to be the greatest anime of all time. If you guys have not seen Evangelion, definitely watch it. It is definitely regarded to be one of the best animes ever created. It's amazing and whatnot. And when I first heard this news, I was ecstatic. It was only until the next day that it turns out that that promotional, their announcement for that was a April Fool's joke. And TOHO really did play one on us big time. I will, however, this is actually some of the promotional art for that supposed movie, so here it is right now. So right there, that is completely awesome, especially the first picture of Evangelion Unit 1 holding, the giant rifle and Godzilla right in front of him. Very, very awesome. Now, what is really cool about this is that this might not potentially be a April Fool's joke. The reason why I say this is because TOHO apparently saw all the hype and popularity that this got from not only American fans, but their fans in Japan and also fans around the world. And they started producing merchandise for this. And I'm not even joking. I'll provide a link to a site down in the description below, to a site that, pretty much got a hold of all the wind and whatnot. Excuse me for the stutter. I'm trying to cut down on that, by the way. I'm trying to, again. But TOHO, like I said, is now supposedly releasing merchandise around this whole entire thing. The first piece of merchandise they released was 2 buttons that had the Nerve logo mixed with Godzilla's dorsal fins, spines, whatever they are. And then they released 2 versions, one in the red and black color, the more iconic color, and one in like a very, very tannish or beige-ish color. Beige-ish color, excuse me. They also released a Nerve / Godzilla keychain that was red. They also released 2 t-shirts. One was the Nerve logo with Godzilla's spines, like the button and the keychain, and they released a second t-shirt, and it was a front and back one. On the front it had Godzilla's footprint in red, and it said Godzilla on it, and on the back of the shirt it had Evangelion's footprint in red, and it said Evangelion. So TOHO is actually starting to market this now. Now, what does this mean? This potentially means that TOHO might in fact be working on this film to make it a reality. Now, what that whole thing was with the April Fool's joke, that was TOHO and the company that makes Evangelion. That was a combined collaboration from both of them to help promote TOHO's new Godzilla film, Shin Godzilla, which I've done a reaction video to the trailer, which looks amazing. I love it. You should all go check it out and whatnot. And honestly, that did justice to it. It really helped promote the movie. Now, once TOHO got wind of all the popularity, like I believe a couple days after the April Fool's joke, apparently a lot of fans really want it to happen. So TOHO, I believe, from what I've read, has said that because of all the hype and all the popularity it got, they are now considering doing a Godzilla vs. Evangelion movie. Now, if this turns out to be true, this is going to be extremely big. For one thing, it's literally, it's TOHO's, it is Japan and the world's biggest movie star, Godzilla, going one-on-one finally with Japan's most popular anime of all time, that honestly out-rivaled Attack on Titan for many, many reasons, because honestly I think that Evangelion has a better story than Attack on Titan. Honestly, that's just my opinion. But the fact that we finally are getting those two things colliding in one movie is fantastic. I was originally going to be making my own Godzilla film that was of that exact thing. It was Godzilla versus Evangelion. And I will leave a link to both my trailers I did down in the description below. One is a teaser and one is the full trailer and whatnot. And my version of the film was called Godzilla vs. Evangelion, The Fallen Angel is Reborn, where Godzilla was the final angel and whatnot. Unfortunately, the film got canceled. I only got as far as finishing the script for it, but at some point in time I really want to go back and rewrite the script and potentially make that film a reality to, you know, kind of boost the popularity of TOHO potentially doing a real-life Godzilla vs. Evangelion. Now, now going back to the merchandising really quick, they're also doing a bit more merchandising in toy-wise. Now, what do I mean by this is I am a part of a group on Facebook called, I think it's called Vinyl Kaiju Legion, I think it's called, something like that. And someone posted a link to a upcoming toy that was coming out, or I think it already has come out. Now, again, excuse me, a bit of a cold coming. Now, what it is a 7 or 8 inch tall Kiryu, from what I've tried to translate from the Japanese page. It's a 7, maybe even 8 inch tall figure of Kiryu. For those of you who don't know who Kiryu is essentially Mechagodzilla 3. If you guys want to know who Kiryu is, just type in Mechagodzilla 3, Kiryu, whatever, on Google. And it's a Kiryu without any of his armor on. He's supposed to have a armored form and a no armor form. And that was a air freshener going on, so I apologize if you heard that. That was loud, holy shit. He doesn't have his laser gauntlets or his rocket shoulder pads. And this Kiryu is two things. Well, three things. One, it's colored to look like Evangelion Unit 1, which is the main Evangelion, who's 90% purple, a little bit of black, a little bit of red, and a little bit of yellow. Who is also, you know, one of the most iconic mechas in anime in general. Now, that's one cool thing right there. The other two are also pretty big too. From what I have gathered, I can gather two hypotheses about it. Is that, well, a bonus thing first, I should say, is that this figure is being released to promote Shin Godzilla. So again, Godzilla vs. Evangelion is again helping promote another Godzilla film. So potentially after Shin Godzilla, are we going to get Godzilla vs. Evangelion? Potentially, and I'm hoping we do. So, and I'll also provide a picture for this figure as well. So give me a second for that. But number two is the figure is, from what I have gathered from the site, it is either going to be a theater exclusive. Now, for those of you who do not know what a theater exclusive is, a theater exclusive is pretty self-explanatory. You have to go to the theater of the film's release and buy the figure there. You can only buy the figure from, you can only buy the figure from the movie theater that the movie's being shown at. And they're always usually in low quantities, as in they're very, very limited. Which brings me to number three. The figure is going to be released, like I said, it's a limited edition figure, but here's the thing about it. It's limited to only 4,000. There will only be 4,000 of these things made in Japan. So once they hit eBay, they're going to be a lot more in price, because I even looked at the price for them, what they would go for in yen. The figure would usually go for 1,400 yen. That would translate to American dollars approximately, I believe, $15 and change. So really cheap in Japanese money. That's super cheap. But guaranteeing, once that hits eBay, it'll be a lot more than $15. Possibly a $200, maybe even $300 figure at that point in time, because it's a theater exclusive and also for a franchise. sorry, it's a collaboration of 2 different franchises, so pretty big right there. Maybe I might be wrong, I don't know. I would like to get it, but unfortunately, it's only sold in Japan, and I can't buy shit in Japan, because, yeah. But, to go back to number 2 really quick, is that when I said it potentially might be a theater exclusive, that seems unlikely because I'm more leaning towards the side because I saw the logo for the Japanese 7-Eleven. Now what that might and most likely mean, the figure will most likely be exclusive to Japanese 7-Eleven stores, which means you can only buy the figure from a Japan 7-Eleven. Now, they have done that in the past. Bandai has in fact done that in the past for many other figures. So that's not uncommon or rare at all. They've done that in the past a few times. A very small amount of times, by the way. And whatnot. So, yeah, also here's a picture of that figure right now. So right there, there's the figure in all its awesomeness. Looks great. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm not going to be able to buy it. If I can somehow buy it off eBay for a really good price, then great. I'll finally have a great piece of memorabilia for anime/Godzilla in my collection and be happy with it. Because that'll be one of my crown possessions if I do potentially get it. Now, going back to the whole concept of Godzilla vs. Eva, is that what does this mean for films of like this, about crossover films? This potentially opens up a bigger, wide range of crossover films that potentially need to happen. Not only, because here's the thing, if the film does get made, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a combination of CG and suit acting? Could it be a combination of CG and anime? We don't know. The film hasn't even been made yet, and let alone TOHO hasn't even greenlit this yet. They're still considering it. They're still considering making this an actual film. And again, I hope they do so, because this is big. This again is very, very big and whatnot. One thing I should also say is that again, this, like I said, opens up a bigger range for crossover films. Could we potentially now see Godzilla vs. Gamera? Because for those of you who do not know, there is a new Gamera film coming out. And for those of you who do not know who Gamera is a giant flying turtle that shoots fireballs or slash breathes fire. Pretty sure you know who he is. So Gamera is getting a new film to celebrate his 50th anniversary. So Gamera is getting a new movie as well, and that I believe gets released this year too. I think. Not 100% sure. I have heard no news on it. The reason why I know he's getting a new film is because the trailer for it got released at the New York City Comic-Con. Yeah, that got released there, of all places too. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm gonna try to get some. I'm gonna try to get that double-sided T-shirt if I can. If I can try to get the figure, I will try to get that as well and whatnot. So yeah, leave your thoughts and questions down below in the description. Again, I will link the trailer, the trailers that I made for my original crossover that I was gonna make, but again, it's canceled and whatnot. I will also leave a link to the Japanese site where you can buy the figure. Although, why would you buy it? Because it's in Japan. You have to go you have to go through a third-party site that will ship the figure to them, and then you have to pay them again to ship it to you. So you're basically paying like 4 times what you would for the figure. So basically take 15 times 4. Yeah. Plus also shipping and handling. So there's that as well. That's why I try to mostly buy my stuff off eBay. So whatever. But yeah, again, leave your comments and questions down below. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. Also subscribe if you have not already. And again, I'll leave all the links down below to, all the sites and whatnot and shit. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoy. And again, I hope this one does get potentially made. Really excited for it. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed. And sayonara.